listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory.
The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Bird Gang.
Fitzgerald inside the 30. The 20. Larry Fitzgerald is insane.
Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Man, it's got to be a better way to get that stuff sent out right before time to get on this thing. Welcome again, Bird Gang, to another edition of the Casual Sports Show. I am your host, Earl, one of your hosts, Earl Burnett. The other man in the other square y'all know is Mr. Sean McConnell.
Trying to teach Earl Facebook today.
Oh, exactly. Somebody got to teach me some of this stuff, man, because I'm like way off. But we getting there. I'm getting there. I'm starting to get this stuff. But yes, welcome again. Another Monday night. This is what we do every Monday night. Give y'all what we got as far as our perspective from the Cardinals. Anything going on in Arizona sports. You want to follow us, go ahead and like us on all our social media outlets. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube page, which is going to start getting more active, the YouTube page, because we're going to start doing the channel stuff where we got live PSAs and quick shows that are going to just take off when things are happening. Also, you can follow us at our website, www.ksrnaz.com, and that's where you can download the mobile apps for Apple and Android. And wherever you get your podcast from, Casual Sports Radio Show is on that outlet as well, from Spotify, TuneIn, Anchor, iTunes, wherever you name it, a spot where a podcast is listened to. We're on that network. So thanks to the man over there, Mr. Techie over there.
Yeah, you just call me the nerd, man.
Puts us on every day go thing in the world. So what's going on with you, man? I know your week has been kind of topsy-turvy.
My week got flipped upside down when my wife decided to trip over a baby gate and break her foot in 4 or 5 places. Almost a compound fracture. She's going to have surgery in a week. Probably going to be a couple months.
Just keep on getting better, man, over there. Alex, get well. Got to be doing you. I just entered into your realm a little bit, man. I'm a little bit of a Mr. Mom myself right now. Man, the job went down a week and a half ago, and I've been here at home doing everything. And it's like, and the wife is working. I'm like, oh, I hate that situation. I just don't feel comfortable in that situation. Not that it means anything, but I just feel uncomfortable going, man, she out there working her butt off. And I'm still working because I'm at home doing my thing here for the station. And I'm doing cooking and cleaning and running around and meetings all over the place. But still, I just don't feel like I'm out of my element. But this thing, COVID-19 thing, is killing us. I mean, I had to cut the beard. I had my castaway beard going on. This thing is starting.
I didn't have that soundbite ready. I should have. Wilson! I should have had that ready.
Wilson! They started to itch the hell out of my face, man. I don't know how these guys do that.
Earl.
All puffy and
Look it.
Hey.
Nothing has changed. It's the same from 4 months ago. It's the same. It didn't grow.
A robot?
I'm trying to put Rogaine. I don't know what's happening. Nothing's working. Nothing is working. I have no idea.
Yeah, on your dang face.
It's a miracle grow or something.
Or something like that. But yeah, man, I'm having a hard time with this thing. So I said I got to cut it down. But let's see. Also, COVID-19 is just, like I said, is making us all crazy. I mean, they're starting to open some things up. I'm hearing Friday's going to be opening up some restaurants, and a lot of stuff starting to go ahead and do that open up thing because they're getting antsy.
Yeah, people are getting antsy, and it's tough. It's tough for everybody. I get it, but
yeah, it's tough. And I'm glad you just said that because my perspective hasn't changed. I still believe that we need to wait it out until we get a vaccine or get some control of this thing. But when you see things like we want to think that we're all in the same boat, but we're not.
Yeah, everyone's got a different situation.
Yeah, exactly. We're all not in the same boat. We're in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat. So
that's a good analogy.
Yeah, I get it. It's like the storm is crazy, and everybody's boat is either equipped to handle it, and some boats are not, and some are I mean, they're shipwrecked and all over the place. So
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, but still, I still think that we have to kind of wait this thing out because we're going to just end up right back into a deeper storm when this thing hits for a second wave. But it is what it is. I mean, there are some people that are getting a $600 increase on unemployment, and another family can't even qualify for that $600. So they're in like a financial crisis. I mean, it's like two different. I mean, a lot of different scenarios going on in all these different families, which makes this thing tougher than it really, tougher than it looks. Where we are makes it just harder, that much harder, and that's why we got so much so much, everybody separated and everybody's kind of like fighting each other because everybody's situation is different.
Right.
So,
yeah, the new normal isn't normal, and I miss the old normal. And I mean, I'm such a creature of habit. I hate change. Anytime there's any type of change, I kind of freak out and lose my mind. And so, as you can tell, I am definitely going castaway on some of these things for sure.
Yeah, it does. At the same time, hopefully everybody's coming out of this thing learning something or changing some bad habit that now you can kind of tweak and get on a good habit for this long period of time that we've been on. I mean, for me, I was notorious for just, missing bills. I mean, missing them where it's just like, oh, I just forgot about that. The smaller bill that where you're not even paying attention to water and trash bill. I don't pay attention to it until, somebody's knocking on my door, putting a red mark on my door. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Now I'm like concentrated on it. Like everything's all like way ahead of ahead of the game now. And it's like, man, I guess that'll help me get a little bit better at keeping up with it. But,
yeah, for me, man, I mean, we've learned, like, I know it's not better for the economy, but we've learned eating out just is huge dent to our bottom line, man.
That's another thing with me too. I just realized, I said, man, I used to be lazy, never wanting to go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
And our refrigerator used to stay like scattered. Like you would think it was like it was never nothing.
Was this a week old or is this 2 weeks old? I can't remember.
But now that thing is so packed, I don't know what the hell is in it. I'm like, damn.
There's almost too many choices.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So I don't know, but this thing it's definitely turning the world upside down. But we'll be better from it. I hope. I mean, everybody needs to take advantage of getting better from it somehow, even through the tough times. Let's see what else is going on in the world of sports.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
In the casual house.
Okay, of course, we can talk about the players that got their fifth-year options picked up or declined. Of course, we know our very own Hassan Reddick wasn't so lucky in that aspect.
And this wasn't really a surprising move for me. I mean, there was rumblings that, his options coming up, and this is a guy that Arizona just did not know how to use from the get-go. And I don't know that they're going to figure it out this year either. And so this might turn into a wave situation. This might turn into a just let him walk situation. And he might end up going to, who knows, Kansas City and tearing it up because they know how to use him.
Right.
But, I hope they figure out because he's a talented guy at what he does. You just got to put him at where he can play.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a sad story for him because, I mean, it's kind of messed up that as the athlete, the organization that you go to controls your fate almost. They're the ones that put you in certain spot. They're the one that has to control your playing time. They're the one that has control of getting somebody else to be in your spot that's probably better than you or whatever it may be. They control where you're going. So the Cardinals didn't do him any service by, I mean, of course it was BA and him first.
Yeah.
Got drafted. I mean, to take him right out of the draft and looking at him on tape as an edge rusher. Oh, yeah, he looks like Von Miller. Cool, let's bring him in. Cool. And you take him in and you switch him immediately.
And you say, go cover.
Exactly.
Go cover what? I'm supposed to be rushing the quarterback.
No idea what he's doing out there. So you move him inside linebacker. And, I mean, it's like it was just a bad thing. Then a few games into the 2017, he gets moved to outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme because the Cardinals decide to change coaches. And Marcus Golden got hurt and tore an ACL, so he had to switch to that spot. So he was trying to do the best he could, being put where he was put. Then Steve Wilkes' year came in. They put him back to a 4-3. So they had this dude just running back and forth, here, there. And now, okay, let's put him where he really belongs. At the last part of last season, he ended up back with his hand in the dirt. Did okay. I mean, he didn't, kill it, but he did okay.
But he wasn't on the mistake board either when he was doing that.
Exactly.
So like that was the bigger thing. Like
Exactly.
sometimes you just got to do what you're good at.
So, I mean, it's just kind of some of the Cardinals' fault of what happened with him. I mean, I don't think he's not talented. I think he's just got caught up, went to a team like a lot of these prospects do, go to a team and the situation just doesn't fit you.
Well, in this day and age, you just can only say one thing, Earl.
It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing.
Nothing is over until it's over.
For him as a Cardinal, it looks like it's over. I got a feeling they can probably end up releasing him because I don't think they're trying to shop him and can't get nothing for him right now. So he might end up getting released because just because they didn't pick up the 5th-year option doesn't mean he's gone. He has 1 year left. That's this year coming up. He can play it out, but I don't think there's a spot for him to play it out. All these people we didn't got through the free agency and, of course, the draft, and where do you play him? So
yeah, it's gonna be tough for him.
It's going to be really tough for him. But the light at the end of the tunnel is this is the NFL. Somebody will give him a shot because somebody always needs somebody on their defense, whether it be a depth guy, whether it be, somebody that might catch lightning in a bottle, somebody gets put in a perfect position on a perfect team in a perfect scheme, and they flourish. He can end up with another team. So hopefully that'll happen for him. And I'll be rooting for these guys that leave our team to go do better.
That's true.
Unless you're Michael Floyd, of course. I mean, you don't want to see him do something stupid and to go get a ring.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, I hear what he did, so there's that. At least there's that.
Also, the Dallas Cowboys picked up Andy Dalton.
That was really surprising for me. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise.
And it's a surprise to me because I think it's a smart move. And I don't expect the Cowboys to make a smart move. I'm not saying like Andy Dalton's the next best quarterback in the whole world. He can play when he's healthy. But you love Dak, right? I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe that's not why you're not giving him the money. So maybe it is Andy Dalton. Maybe he's going to make the case to be the week 1 starter. I mean, what do you think? Is there a chance?
Everybody has their different outlook on Dak Prescott. I just happen to have a different one than most people, probably. When you look at him and compare him to Andy Dalton, they're the same quarterback. Minus Andy Dalton has more experience and more years of screwing everything up and throwing picks and not, but he also had no front line in front of him a lot of those years too. So they look like the same quarterback to me. Kind of in that overrated, mediocre type of player.
Yeah, a little bit more mobile for Dak.
Impressed me yet to the point where you go, he's elite. He deserves that kind of money that he's holding out, not holding out, but that he's trying to get that contract to be 35 plus 40 million. I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, you just fall into the where the salary happens to be for quarterbacks, but being worth that is a totally different thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just don't see him as Super Bowl winning Dallas Cowboy quarterback.
No, I don't either. It almost seems like it's going to be something that's going to fizzle out a lot quicker than fans are expecting. Right. And I mean, Andy Dalton just became that insurance policy, so it's smart for Dallas. It's definitely smart for Dallas.
Wrong, he does bring an element, of course, where he can be mobile, and like that's where everybody seems to be trying to head towards. But I mean, how many years has he been in the league? 3 years now? 4 years going on almost?
Prescott? Yeah, I think 3 going on 4.
He should be a little bit better, than where he is right now. I mean, that team has got up 1 minute and then down the next, up and down because quarterback play.
Yeah.
He had a good season last year, but, I mean, was he the difference between getting to the playoffs or winning a playoff game? I mean, I think when they changed everything up, when the Cowboys changed everything up and put the ball in his hands, and they're more of a passing team than they were a running team, like they should be a running team, then things changed. But he was a efficient quarterback when they were handing that ball off more times to Zeke behind him.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It might just be a scheme thing.
Now, when it comes to reading defenses, and things of that nature. Andy Dalton may just be a little bit more advanced than Prescott is in that
Right.
in that category.
Right.
So I don't know. He could. Who knows? Dak, you better not get hurt. That's all I know. Because Dalton could end up coming up in there and be the next Cowboy quarterback. You
Right.
never know.
Yeah.
The starter.
Dak,
And
actually,
then,
to correct, Dak was Cowboy in 2016. So this will be going into year 5, if I'm doing my math right.
Wow. Yeah. See, year 5 already. He should be light years ahead of where I think he is. That's just me. Like I said, I'm only one man's opinion. But
No, I'm with
Jameis
that.
Winston got picked up for 1 year at the Saints, for the Saints.
This was really surprising to me. And this was, I mean,
This
it's a
is
smart
really
move by Jameis Winston.
Smart move by both sides, because the Saints lose Teddy Bridgewater almost.
It's
the
almost,
same
it's
type
it's
of-
kind of like a swap for swap. There's risk
Swap,
on either
right.
player. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's a good move. Jameis gets to learn how to play quarterback. He gets,
Right.
it's a year for
Yeah.
studying abroad, and then he gets to go back to Tampa or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's smart because they still have Taysom Hill, and they're still going to use him however they use him, like a unicorn. And whether or not Jameis is actually going to see the field, who knows? But I like it. I like the move.
Well, let's just put it this way: you got a job.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I
kind of
was
what he was thinking.
I was anticipating him sitting out as long as Cam is sitting out right now.
Right.
So, I mean, speaking of, where the heck is he going to drop?
I don't think he's going to New England. New England loves what they have.
No, I don't think he's going to. If it was going to be New England, it would have probably happened already.
Yeah, they're the type to kind of jump on things right away. I
There's
would
nothing
say
else out there that would say starting quarterback other than the failure of Minshew in Jacksonville. If he just doesn't pan out, then he can go to Jacksonville and be a starter.
I really like the Chargers as the landing place for Cam. I don't know why. We said this, what was this, weeks ago when we were talking like draft speculations and trades and stuff. I love him landing in LA. He's kind of fit for that. I mean, Tyrod Taylor's going to be the quarterback, right? And Justin Herbert's there now, but I think Cam could just walk in and be day one starter there. I just do.
But the organization doesn't believe that, because otherwise they wouldn't have put Taylor as a starter.
Yeah.
And that's just telling you right now, okay, we're going into our new building, our new team, everything is going to start, and probably just go ahead and almost be close to rebuilding it, and just letting that rookie come in there and have the reins.
Yeah, they could.
Who knows? But I mean, if they were going to get a veteran, and they're going with the veteran Tyrod Taylor. If they were going to go, veteran, Cam would have got picked up a long time ago. So now it just comes down to who gets hurt, because that's definitely on the table with COVID-19, no practices, no conditioning, and all those things. Somebody's gonna be hurt. So,
there's a team that
our quarterback.
Here's another team, the Broncos. They got Drew Lock, Jeff Driscoll, Brett Ripon, and Riley Neal.
Good
Who,
point.
who, and who?
Yeah, who, and who exactly, and who's going to help develop the Jerry Jeudy pickup?
Right.
I mean, that kid's going to come in there and struggle because the quarterback's going to struggle.
But I cringe for any big name quarterback that lands in Denver because of Elway's presence.
Elway, yeah.
It's just this giant looming shadow that you don't ever want to walk into. Manning was able to handle it because it's Manning.
Right.
But ask Joe Flacco how it went.
True. One thing about Cam is he never really had a number one receiver other than Steve Smith for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So they took when Steve Smith left, he didn't have nothing after that. I mean, so now if you get at Denver and you get Jerry Jeudy to grow with Jeudy for a while, that would be a pretty good,
That might work.
yeah, combo. But of all those receivers that got picked up in the draft, of the top receivers, I think he went to the worst spot.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy, because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Locke is going to. What's his ceiling? I mean, I don't know, but
That's a Mitch question. Mitch knows he knows the ceiling and the floor. That's a Mitch question for sure.
That's a Mitch, Chris.
Mitch, where are you at, man? Tell us the ceiling for Locke right now.
Right. All right. When we come back, we're going to get into a little deeper into those guys that got their options declined and picked up. We're also going to talk a little bit more of the Cardinals draft picks and where they fit in on the depth chart. And will they have starters in year one? Stick around, Bird Gang. We will be right back. Casual Sports Show right here on KSRNAZ.com.
You.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
KSRN.
Exclusive voice for all fan clubs and the community.
The end zone. Edmonds has a Cardinal touchdown. He's got 2 to
Your sports news and the best shows daily. Tune into the best internet station on the web.
Little jump shot is good. It's an 8-0.
Pollock leading off the second against Ross Stripley.
And a drive to left. That ball's got a chance, and that ball will fly out of here. Number 6.
KSRN Casual Sports Radio Network. Subscribe today.
Whether a growing family or an upcoming retirement, Debbie Bishop of Homeowners Financial Group USA LLC is there to help. As a generational lender, Debbie assists everyone from first-time homebuyers to seniors looking into reverse mortgages. With products like FHA, VA, conventional, and jumbo financing, Debbie will work with you to find the loan to best fit your needs. Call 480-305-8505 for a consultation or apply online at homeownersfg.com/Debbie Bishop. NMLS number 234947, BK 0906222, and MLS number 93718, Equal Housing Lender.
When was the last time you had your awnings cleaned? What about the oil stains on your driveway? Majestic Services has you covered. They're your pressure washing and window cleaning experts. With over 11 years of experience, they'll provide you with a free, no-obligation quote for your awnings, driveways, stucco, concrete, asphalt, pool deck, stone, and more. Give Matt a call at 602-881-8228. Commercial or residential, let Majestic Services do your dirty work. 602-881-8228.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Welcome back into the Casual House. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell. Casual Sports Show right here on KSRNAZ.com, the hottest internet radio station on the web. We are back, and let's get into our Cardinal talk here. Before we do that, of course, we got to find out what's going on in the Bird Gang, because they got a lot. Well, not a lot, but they have some things that are still jumping off I want to put out there. Of course, we got some dates probably for those signings. So let me see here.
Yeah, this is going to be really cool, man. I don't think this is something that anyone's ever done before. I'm excited.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent
Bird Gang
news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen, and listen, and listen.
Really, really, really need y'all to stop and listen. This thing that's going to go down is pretty cool. The Bird Gang, AZ Bird Gang fam is going to have the autograph signings for Eno Benjamin on June 7th. And then in August, Mr. Larry Fitzgerald is going to do another autograph signing. So this is probably going to be the first of any player to do autographs since, of course, everything went down. So I think it's a pretty good thing that my man is still out there doing it, working in the trenches to get the Bird Gang fan base autographs from their favorite players. And I mean, what other better way to get it done through KSRN and the other avenue I'll give you the avenue of where to get that from. But if you want to be a part of that signing on June 7th, Eno Benjamin, go ahead to our website. Some more information is going to be there, www.ksrnaz.com, or go to our Facebook page or the Facebook page of the AZ Bird Gang fam, and we will get you information and get you in touch with where you got to go to get your stuff signed. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be a one-on-one type of thing. You and the player and whatever piece of equipment or memorabilia that you haven't signed will be signed right there and a picture taken, and you go on about your business. But it should be pretty cool. And a couple of other guys are going to be lining up to get on these signings as well as they happen. A lot of the new rookies that are just signing are going to be also doing them too. So June 7th so far is the only one set up right now, or only two set up right now with Larry and Eno, but I'm pretty sure more are coming somewhere in those same weeks in that same time frame of June and August. So,
and you get to tell me as sports fans in Arizona, you get it. ASU top running back, one of the best running backs for ASU, his signature, check.
Absolutely.
You get Larry for freaking Gerald, check, and you don't even have to leave your house. You kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me? I don't have that soundbite either. I got to get that one.
Yeah. So, and then they have another one that just recently got canceled, but I'm kind of like, it's kind of catch-22, or it's kind of like a little bit of a twist, I guess. They had Brandon Ayuk. Now I'm going, okay, yeah, let's do Brandon Ayuk, but we got to pump up ASU. It ain't going to be for no 49er stuff.
No 49er gear allowed.
Yeah, that would be a little bit hard if he comes in there and he's wearing 49er gear. We talk about, can I get your autograph?
Yeah, no.
Like, nah, sorry. Let's go ASU. You got to come show up at that signing with ASU stuff on. But, all right, that's what's going on in the Bird Gang. Also, there was one other thing. If you need one of those dust masks, everybody's getting masks designed with everything on it. You can pick one of those up with the FMM for Frontline Music Militia has their own brand now. Big old FMM on the front of it's pretty cool. They're going to send me one. I'm going to have that, wear that. But you can pick that up also and get in touch with my man Chris Styles. Let you go over at Chris Styles on Facebook or Frontline Music Militia's website. You can go there as well and pick up a mask if you want to do that. Pretty cool little mask.
Nice.
And my sister-in-law does that as well. Shout out to Letty. She does those masks too, so I can hook you up with her on Instagram if you want to do that. She just sent me a couple of Cardinal ones, so I'm gonna be sporting the Cardinal ones. Man. And I thought about getting some for the network, but I'm like, nah, I'm good with what we have, so I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone's trying to advertise everything on everything.
Yeah,
man.
It's like where you are in the world. That's whatever's starting to advertise, you got to make that money somehow. So I get it. And that's what's going on in the Bird Gang. Okay, so another thing I want to touch bases on real quick was that last dance with the Bulls. You said today you finally got to watch a little.
I finally got to watch the first one, man. As we've said, my life's been pretty hectic, but pretty well done.
Pretty good. It's I don't know if I'm starving for sports and this is just really starting to seem riveting to me, or is it actually, because I never really cared about the Chicago Bulls.
And not just sports, but like quality basketball. Like no one can deny that like the Bulls played quality ball and it was entertaining to watch, even though it was at the expense of our Suns.
Right. Oh, that was the one that was on.
I heard.
Week.
Yeah, I might skip that one.
Great detail. And Barkley came out and admitted afterwards that he just didn't have our team ready in game one, and that just set the tone for everything. But man, I watched that episode where Tony Kukoc, as a 17-year-old kid in the Olympics, when Michael and Scotty they just made this kid looked bad. They just pounded on this kid. I mean, just came out attacking this dude for no reason. And they attacked him only because their stupid owner, what's the dude named Krause, came out and said some things about Tony Kukoc being the next future of the Bulls. And that pissed Michael off.
Oh, Krause was the GM.
Yeah, the GM, yeah. And Scotty and Michael said, okay, everybody on the junior team, don't touch this guy. Michael said, me and Scotty got this guy. Don't nobody else touch. But then the whole team started getting in on it. And they beat this little 17-year-old kid who did not know what was going on. He was looking around like, what did I do? It had nothing to do with him personally. It was just they wanted to get at Krause and show him that, hey, we are on your team and you're going to make us look bad.
Yeah, that side of it is really interesting.
They
how him and Scotty just kind of
came back and played good in the championship game. But
even the things that they said to Krause, like to his face.
Right.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, they didn't respect that guy at all, especially Pippen.
That was
Pippen
rough.
Really did not like him at all. It's on the first episode, he used to get up and just curse him out right there on the bus in front of everybody. I'm like, wow.
I mean, and now we wonder why players have such a complex with their GMs. I think this kind of set the tone for that.
Exactly. But they just didn't show that kid no mercy. It was like that Karate Kid sweep the leg. I'm like, dang, they just went after this kid.
Turned him into can't get right.
Kukoc he was on the interview. He was like, I didn't know what was going on. I thought, what did I say? I didn't do it. He got blindsided.
Guilty by association.
But they just treated him bad, and the rest of the team caught on to it, and Barkley and them start getting involved, pushing him around and stuff. And Barkley wouldn't even say his name right on purpose in the interview, called Kukoc.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, that's messed up.
That's savage.
But
yeah.
anyway, I just thought that was pretty cool. But Michael, it's hard to play with a guy like that. I mean, do you think all guys that are that alpha dog have to play and have to be jerks in order to get maximize the abilities of people around him on his team to get them to play
I mean,
to that level?
There's definitely something that can be said about that. I mean, you look at his mirror image in Kobe. It was kind of the same thing. Like, you had to have that killer mentality, and because that way you bring out certain things in certain people. It doesn't work for all of them. I.e., like a Dwight Howard type, it doesn't work for him. But certain players, they just they gravitate towards that, and they just latch on, and they feed off that energy. And yeah, that when you have a leader like that, that's kind of just how it goes.
I think all of the guys that are big time stars like that have to have that. I mean, I don't know if LeBron has that. But
yeah, that would be the one. The counter argument is I don't know that he has it.
Right. But I know one thing: Isaiah Thomas had it, and everybody is bad mouthing this dude.
They're getting the wrong one. They keep hitting up the wrong Isaiah Thomas.
They're bad mouthing him for being the same thing that Jordan was.
Yeah, he just did it before.
Same thing. I mean, as far as we're not talking Jordan's talent. We're talking about Jordan's attitude and fierceness and hating to lose.
Yeah, he was a fierce competitor.
That was Isaiah.
He was a bully.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And he fed that to all of his teammates, which is what made them be so good and end up winning championships, because of that attitude and that dog in him to take the reins and be an asshole, so, excuse my language, but to be a jerk.
Right.
But to the point just because he wants to win. He's not taking anything personal to people that are in his organization. It was just on the court. And everybody took it personal to him, and he ended up not on that dream team, which he should have been, I think. But we'll get to that at some other time. But let's go on to our Cardinal talk here. We said Redick already. We've talked about him not getting his option picked up. Where do you see Isaiah Simmons week 1 on the field?
Definitely not on the sidelines. I could say that he's gonna be starter. If they announce the defense first, he's gonna be running out of that tunnel. His name's gonna be announced. The crowd's gonna go nuts. And this guy week 1 is gonna be taking heads off. I don't know if he's gonna be playing safety as much as they're gonna allude to. I'd love to see it, because certain packages you might call for that, especially if you got like a Travis Kelce type, a tight end that's gonna go long on you. I think you just put Simmons on him, and you just, if that's safety, so be it. Just let him go with him. But I see him as a cover linebacker that's just going to be going crazy. And the second I get to see Simmons blitz, I'm going to be so excited.
Man, this is going to be interesting to me to see. We're going to get to see just how good or not good Vance Joseph is at defensive. I mean, at defense, and where to put key pieces and where to get these guys lined up and how this defense is going to look, because it's kind of hard to think that you would not see Simmons on the field. But when you see everything that we've brought in free agency wise, all those spots are pretty much taken up except safety. But then again, safety's still taken up because Jalen Thompson is still there.
Right.
So it's like, where is this kid going to go? He has to come into camp, if there will be one on time, and outplay somebody and just show you, okay, he's too dynamic to not be on the field. We got to get him somewhere on the field.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to see how much of a MacGyver type Vance Joseph really is, because you just gave him the Swiss Army knife, and exactly. MacGyver can do anything with the Swiss Army knife. But Simmons
can make a bomb out of chewing gum.
Yeah, I don't know if like you said, with the talent, if the talent is going to be even across the board, it may not matter if everyone is an every down back or an every down backer or an every down defenseman. We might just be running packages like crazy and just sub in, sub out, which the offense can't do. Right. And just keep everybody fresh. I mean, a fresh defense is makes for a happy turnover game. So I hope he can figure something out.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, this offseason is really being unpredictable is going to have a lot to do with where this is all going to go. We know that.
Yeah.
But like I said last week, I love how they went after that veteran college guy that had those 4 years and a captain on the team, and had that, so they know not to look like that deer in headlights when they come into an NFL locker room. Evan Weaver, Mr. Incredible, he looked just like him. Where do you see him playing? Because just his heart alone and his tenacity and his dogness, his just nasty play, you cannot let him sit on that dang sideline. You got to get him on the field. And I think he's the type of guy that when you get him on the field, you're not going to want to get him off the field. So who is he going to trump in the depth chart?
I mean, initially, I give him. I'm assuming they're going to give him 6 games special teams kind of only duties, unless there's an injury.
Okay.
Unless there's an injury, but just kind of seeing where he's at first, getting more used to him in practice and seeing what he does until they find something. But I could see him in packages for sure. I don't know, definitely not in a coverage sense. He's going to have to be closer to the line. I don't know. I'm not sure how much playing time he's going to get. It's going to be interesting because with both defensive tackles we got, they're going to be kind of trading in and out. I feel like situationally, game to game, depending on whose specialty we're going to need more. Weaver's definitely more interesting in that aspect because short of special teams, I don't know where we would put him on a consistent basis. It might just be purely situational.
Can he outplay? Can he beat out Hassan Reddick if they choose to keep Hassan Reddick?
Yeah, I mean, I think there might be a chance at it. I mean, Hassan probably has better speed, but Weaver seems to have a little bit of that game presence where again, this is all based on if he's put in the right spot, just knows where to be around the ball at the right time to make a play.
You don't get 412 tackles in college and not knowing how to be around the ball or where to be at.
Exactly.
That kid knows where to be at. Anticipation makes up for a little bit of his speed.
Because if he was faster, it would be interceptions that he'd be getting.
If he was faster, we wouldn't have got him.
That's true. That's very true.
So it's amazing how speed always dictates everything.
Yep.
Speaking of, there's a scenario that I played out today in my head that I'm going, I think we should take a look at this. We're talking speed. Somebody didn't get their option picked up and could end up being released. Mr. John Ross, Mr. 4.22 in the 40. Speed, where speed is just ultimate with this kid if he ever stays healthy.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
Goodness, this kid, if we can land that dude, and we can land him cheap because they didn't pick up the option, they release him. He was expected to get $2.7 million. You can bring him in here on a 1-year deal for like half of that.
Yeah.
A year, 1.5 mil, get him a 1-year contract. One of those Steve Keim signs. I think this could be the key piece. Is speed guy that can come in at wide receiver and take the top off the defense and scare the hell out of defensive coordinators.
That is
he could stay healthy.
Yeah, that's a kind of a low risk move, especially if it's on the bargain. But to counter that, what if I told you we already had that guy?
Ooh, please don't tell me Andy Isabella.
That's the guy that just took the top off the defense in one play.
He hasn't shown that he knows how to do it. First of all,
he's getting his feet wet. He's getting his feet wet.
Yeah, cool. Then he's got to get there, and when he gets in that position, he's got to catch the ball.
That's true. You're right on that.
That's the part that he's dealing with mentally, is catching the freaking ball. If that ball's out in front of him, his hands have to go out and catch it. He's not catching it.
You're right. You're
Comes
right.
to his body. If he just happens to be lucky, he'll trap it in his body without it bouncing off his body. He's speed-wise, yes, he has the speed. But who's got a better speed than 4.22?
Well, a healthy 4.22, an unhealthy 4.22.
He can still run 4.22, exactly.
Yeah,
he can still run that, because when you get hurt, that takes a little bit off of that.
I'm not saying we don't need another receiver, because I was always pushing for CeeDee Lamb, so I'm still open to taking one in, and John Ross could be a good fit there, especially if you pair him and Kirk together if Isabella doesn't work out. But
looking straight at one dynamic, and that's the speed element.
Yeah.
What it can do in this offense.
Especially with motion and pre-snap and all that. Yep.
When this is a space-generated offense where everybody in space, because the guy that's taking the top off is opening up the space for everybody else, man, his speed, if he can just stay healthy. I mean, this kid he's only played in 24 games of the 48 that he's supposed to have been played in. He's only played almost half of them. That is half, exactly half. 24 games of a possible 48 games for only 49 catches, 716 yards in his career, but he's got 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So if he could stay healthy, the deep ball is his game. I would love to see him get a shot, though. I'll be like, man, if we can land a receiver that can run a 4.22,
that's not bad.
We'd be freaking deadly.
That wouldn't be bad.
That would be really something else. Who else didn't get their option picked up? A lot of guys didn't. Let's jump into this real quick. Speaking of the options, 2017, the same draft that Hassan Reddick came out of, 2017. Of those 32 first-round picks, 17 got their options picked up today. 17. The ratio is almost 50% of the first round works out and makes it to the rookies make it to that next contract.
It's a hell of a gamble, and people look at these draft picks so highly.
Like, wow. And then it blew my mind when I went back to the year prior.
Yeah.
16, the exact number, 17. Got their numbers picked up.
So you're basically saying don't ever go to the casinos with Keim. That's basically what you're saying.
Well, this is the thing I love about it, though. Of those 17 that got picked up their option, the top 10 was 50% in 2017. 5 guys that were in the top 10 got their option picked up, and 5 didn't.
So you got Corey Davis, Leonard Fournette, Solomon Thomas, Mitch Trubisky. They all declined.
Right. In the top 10 guys. So it's like this crapshoot that you're shooting in this draft, man, 50% chance. Then you kind of go, the top 10 in 2016. The top 10 had 8 guys pan out and 2 didn't pan out. So, I mean, it's an up and down thing, but 50%, that's a crapshoot.
Yeah, really is.
You look at this draft now, and you look at the top 10. If you can bring it up, bring up the top 10 guys in this draft, and let's see which ones we think 4 years from now are going to get that option picked up.
Ooh.
Just predicting it. Just kind of just saying, just off of talent alone and the scheme he got with, the team they got with. I mean,
you got to like the fit. All right.
You said it.
So, Joe Burrow, he'll get his picked up.
Fit.
Chase Young, he'll get his picked up. Jeff Okudah.
Hold on a second. Do you think Joe Burrow going to get his picked up?
I think he's going to get his picked up because what's Cincinnati going to do?
Right.
They're loyal. They hold on to him, and then they get rid of him in a little bit. So they're going to pick it up.
You're stuck with him, actually.
Yeah.
You're stuck with him.
So then I'm going to say Chase Young stays. Jeff Okuda, I'm going to say pass. Andrew Thomas, let's say no. I'm going to say they decline it. Tua,
the top offensive lineman in the draft.
I'm going to say they don't do it.
Yeah, because they probably got the wrong guy, huh? The top guy should have been either Worse or Wills. But yeah, I agree with that.
Tua, I think he stays. Herbert,
of course.
I don't think he stays.
No
Sorry, Mitch.
No way. That's Trubisky number 2 right there.
Derek Brown, they're going to keep him because Carolina is starting over, and I think you just hold on to those guys a little bit longer that you pick up right away. So I'm going to say they keep him. That puts us at 8.
He's going to be making plays like crazy.
I think so. Isaiah Simmons, he stays.
Yes.
C.J. Henderson, Jaguars, they're in trouble. I'm gonna say they don't get that right.
Too, yeah.
Jedrick Wills, nope, it's not gonna work out. He's a Browns player. It just doesn't work out this way. Jets, Mekhi Becton, I'm gonna say that doesn't work out either. Jets don't know what they're doing. And that puts us at 11.
10, so, yeah, so
I did one extra for extra credit.
Still hanging around that 50 something %, right? Like
that was
5.
close. I think I got rid of like what, 4 or 5?
Yeah, 4, at least 4. So yeah, so we still pushing that. Man, that crapshoot is
pretty crappy.
And it just happens to be us in that position.
Yeah.
I mean, this year, when we got Hassan, it was what, pick 13.
Yeah.
But still first round. So it seems like when you get out of that 10, some guys work out better than the guys that are in the top 10.
You look at some of the guys that get drafted in the 20s in the first round, they end up sometimes being your cornerstone guys. And it's crazy how people can mess that up.
Yeah.
All because of fit. Also, real quick, before I forget, too, Isaiah Simmons already finding a way to get people to fall in love with him. Donated over 60,000 meals to Arizona food banks during COVID-19. So, shout out to Simmons.
Shout out to Simmons and his PR people.
Yeah.
No,
and Larry, too. Larry did a similar thing, too.
Did all that this weekend, too, throughout the week, yeah. The Cardinals have been active in this whole thing from day one.
Yeah.
So, we got to give them props. All the teams actually have been pretty much doing their part, so it's pretty cool.
Did you read this story from Anquan Bolden talking about how there used to be bets in the locker rooms for the Cardinals about like, I bet you won't get 100 yards today. Well, they stopped betting on Anquan and Larry because they kept beating the bets, and all the players were.
I didn't get to read.
Yeah, it's on Bleacher Report. It's pretty cool. I recommend you check it out. There's an article on Bleacher Report, but Bolden was on Arizona Sports with Doug and Wolf talking about it. And, yeah, this is a pretty cool story.
We're going to check that out. All right. I'm going to drop our new segment here. So hold on a second if I can get to it here. This will be the second week of the new segment.
Sports Almanac.
What we're going to do right here is go back. Way back into time. That's just 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe it, Don? Yes!
Get ready to take it down, boy. Get ready to take it down, boy.
Back down memory lane. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Throwing down. Good! And the Blazers win the series. Remember?
I remember it vividly.
Here comes Richardson. Here's the throw from Higgins. Richardson is safe. Derek Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single. Derek Jeter.
This is it. I remember.
Sports Almanac.
Man, this day in sports, May 4th. Not so many things going down, but a lot of it baseball oriented. 1965.
I miss baseball.
Huh?
I miss baseball.
You miss baseball?
I miss baseball, man.
Oh,
that's something you could always throw up on the TV and just kick back and not really miss that much. And not even if you're not paying attention. I miss baseball.
I just have to do it because I'm covering it. But other than that, I wouldn't have nothing to do with it. But I will say this: I have learned a lot more about it over the course of the last 2 years, and it is, highly, highly analytical.
Oh
But
yeah.
other than that, I mean, it is what it is, a slow game. But Willie Mays, 512th home run, breaks Mel Ott's 511 record, in the NL. Willie Mays had a lot of records back in the 60s, so I'm pretty sure he's on this list a lot. Speaking of records, as far as home runs go, 2002 was Barry Bonds, hits his 400th home run with the Giants in a 3-0 win over Cincinnati. So he was the first player with 400 homers for one team and 100 with another, was the Pirates. So Barry Bonds juiced up, doing his thing.
Former ASU great.
Former ASU great, yeah, that's true. 2015, of course, was the Steph Curry was named MVP, which is pretty cool. And then also, this day in history, some birthdays. Actually, just one birthday. Who was it? Whose birthday was it? Rory McIlroy. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Rory McIlroy, the golfer, his birthday was today. So, speaking of birthdays, you and I had birthdays last week.
Sure did.
Day apart, so belated happy birthday. We already did all that stuff, but
boom.
I figured I did not know all this time that I've been into sports that one of the sports guys' birthday fell on the same day as mine. I did not know, and it's a high-profile guy that we talked about today. The legend Isaiah Thomas' birthday is on April 30th.
Oh man, look at that!
And I was like, ain't that about all this time? I never knew that. I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. So yeah, Zeke and I got the same birthday, and of course, one other person in the acting, Spider-Man's girlfriend, Kirsten Dunst, her birthday is on the same day as April 30th.
That makes sense. It all makes sense now. Now I'm curious. So I'm looking up too. You know who I share a birthday with?
Who?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Are you kidding?
Willie Nelson.
Oh man.
Master P? No way.
No.
Michelle Pfeiffer? Dale Earnhardt?
I mean, I only got one or two. You got like 5 or 6 or 7.
Hold on, the best one yet, Jay Cutler. There's no way I share a birthday with Jay Cutler.
Oh.
There's no way. That can't be right.
His birthday got nothing to do with his sucking on the field.
Does it? I'm not on the field, so that makes sense.
I don't know.
Uma Thurman?
Yeah,
Jeez.
so
I got good stuff.
Birthday to Rory and Zeke. From now on, I'm going to try to see if I can reach out and say, hey, man, we got the same birthday, man. What's up? But anyway, where do you think we go from here as far as sports goes now that the NFL has decided to go ahead and take back or cancel the international games that we were supposed to play? Cardinals had, pretty sure they had one game on that scheduled. We get that home game back.
Yeah, I mean, that does help the Cardinals having true home field advantage in that sense because every game counts. But as far as the NFL goes and what they're doing, they have so many little like chips that they can use to kind of buy themselves time. And this was one of those little chips that they used to buy themselves time when they're really looking up. They're back up against the wall, looking now, saying we're gonna have to start delaying the season. This is gonna actually affect things.
Right now they're in that, like you said, they're in the perfect spot still, but it's starting to creep.
Yeah, because it's already hit the MLB. They're now in it, and they should take note from the NFL. Yep. NFL should take note from them, figuring out how they're handle this properly.
If things don't start to change to the point where they're having ideas to bring this thing back, NFL will have to start canceling some stuff because the next thing on the docket, you're talking about rookie camps.
Yeah.
When you have to physically be together, rookie camp is usually what, June?
Typically, I want to say June. Yeah.
Yeah, June. The
maybe
first week
mid-June,
probably somewhere around there. And that's like right around the corner.
Yeah, that's coming up quick.
Will they be things in place already for that till that time? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it to me. It seems like because if once that gets pushed back, you might as well start saying the whole season's starting to get pushed back.
Oh, actually, 3-day post-draft rookie minicamp was usually May 1st through the 4th.
Wow.
So they're hitting that now. There's also a May 8th, 11th. The rookie premiere is on the 14th of May. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now that's crucial. That's crucial to all these new rookies that are getting with teams. That's going to be really brutal to their careers if they can't hit the ground running. You know, they're going to be all behind the 8 ball. It's going to be like like bringing in rookies. When the next year starts, you're going to have more rookies all together, and that one class is going to be, 2021 is going to actually be 2020's class.
They might still let you do like film sessions and like Zoom calls and stuff, but this is going to be the NFL's first season. This is going to be their first season without preseason games, and this is going to actually affect the Players Association because they're going to look at this and see, look at the product on the field. It's different. It may be better, it may not, but they're going to say, look, it's different because we didn't have preseason. That's going to help or hurt that argument depending on which side you're on.
Right. Didn't they already take one preseason game away already?
Yeah, they were working on that. Yeah, they got that in the new plan, the new CBA. But they're gonna keep pushing to get more away. Players hate the preseason games, man. A lot of them hate it.
Okay, so after the rookie camp, then they have OTAs, usually are in June, then the mini camps, and then you have actual training camp in end of June going into August, the end of August, heading into September. I don't know, man. I'm looking at, man, they're already missing rookie stuff right now, and they're not allowed to even be together. 2 people can't stand together.
Yeah.
How on earth can football last and without canceling more of their main events? And then at the same time, I was just thinking today, I'm trying to picture in my head, just picture in your head, if you can, a Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, a championship series in baseball, the World Series, with no fans. That's unheard of. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, that'd be weird, right?
How's the Super Bowl going to have no fans?
Now, see, what would be even crazier is if they found like, this would get hacked in a second. But if there's a way to like everyone sits in front of like a webcam and they can watch the perspective of being like on the field or whatever. It's like new access, and so maybe you pay to watch that, and then in the stands is just a bunch of screens where the seats are, and you're actually in the stand on your screen because you're looking at the webcam, and like it could change and do. I don't know. I'm just trying to fix it. The nerd's trying to fix it.
The sound of a crowd is
oh no, we pipe that in the mixer.
Momentum and power on the field.
We pipe that in.
On diamond. It generates something. Without that, how do you manufacture that advantage?
No, yeah, it's the ambiance, but every person's screen would go into the sound system. It'd be a bigger sound system.
Sound out into the stage.
That's what the Seahawks do anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of teams do that sound thing at practice. That's going to be really something. I hope this thing can really get going. And let's just put everybody in a mask and gloves and call it a day. At least that way you can minimize people catching this thing. I don't know. You're listening to the Casual Sports Show. This is Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell. Till next week, y'all do what y'all got to do and stay healthy out there. Peace.
See you.